You are now re-entering Video Village.
Eastern Standard Time 8:24. Regarding Eastern Standard Time 8:26.
Established 2024, re-established 2026.
Okay, but I was smart wrong.
Coming up,
Sam reviews Is This Thing On? Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man, The Plague, and the voice of Hind Rajab.
and we both review Mercy,
No Other Choice,
The Rip,
Wonder Man,
Shelter,
Primate,
Hamnet,
and Return to Silent Hill.
We've got a lot to go through, so
Isn't it always the way?
it's always the way. I think I've got a few that are just on me, right?
Yeah? Do you want to do those first?
Yes, and I'm just going to kind of wing these,
Okay.
alright? It might not be my usual mellifluous self.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though it's a good word. Okay, is this thing on?
Yes.
Cool. So my first review
No, I
is this
thought we
thing
do
on?
the podcast with you switched off. Just to see how long it took you to notice.
Okay, so this is a film inspired by the life of John Bishop,
Yeah.
oddly enough.
Yeah, this was a weird one. Like, when you initially told me what this was, I was like, alright, that might be worth a watch. But
Yeah.
then it came out at a really awkward time, which is why I haven't seen
Yeah,
it
I
yet.
don't think it's, there's no John Bishop in this.
No.
Don't go watching it thinking, oh, I'll tap into some of that Bishop Scouse.
Okay.
It's not. It's just about John Bishop once told either Bradley Cooper or someone that knew Bradley Cooper, maybe Will Arnett.
Yeah.
He told him about how he got his start in stand-up.
Okay.
Which is, he was going through a really rough patch. He wasn't living at home with his wife, thinking he was going to get divorced. Then he just went to an open mic night, it was cheaper to get in if you signed up to perform.
Right.
And he didn't have, that much money. So he just did that, got up, said, I think I'm getting divorced, basically. Did a bit of stand and then just liked it and kept going back. And that's how he got his start in stand-up comedy.
Okay.
And then he and his wife reconciled.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he told that, and he's like, okay, do that. So it's that, but in New York with Will Arnett, directed by Bradley Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Very modest direction from Bradley Cooper this time around.
Well, yeah, that doesn't
No.
line up with what I know of Bradley Cooper.
No, and it allows you to focus on the performances and connect to that New York feeling. It's, a significant shift from the self-important try-harding of Maestro, for instance.
Yeah.
His 3 films have been about performers in different ways, as well as relationship studies. Will Arnett channels some of that BoJack energy.
Okay.
He and Laura Dern, they're a believable couple on the rocks. I love stand-up comedy, and I do attach a romance to that itinerant journeyman life of the comic.
Yeah.
His character, Arnett's character Alex, performs most frequently in the Comedy Cellar, which we know from Louis. That's where he always goes.
Yeah.
There are a few things around at the moment being described as humanistic balms for fraught times. So as well as the revival of The Muppet Show, there's The Pit and Shrinking. And I would say this is in the same camp. It's sweet and optimistic. Put up with the rain for the rainbow business.
Okay.
Right. I did have a little tear in my eye at the end. And there's a scene shortly before it where Alex's father, played by Kieran Hines, gives him some sage advice and reassures him when he starts crying. And there's just something about grown men being comforted by their old dads that fucking floors me.
Right.
It's like you never stop needing your dad in some way.
Yeah.
It's a nice, humble film. And on top of that, there's a really cool dog.
Okay.
Which I believe is Bradley Cooper's real-life Labradoodle.
Oh, okay.
He spends a lot of the film, because Bradley Cooper's in it as his friend. It's kind of a smaller role. It's him walking around carrying the dog.
Okay.
It's a cool dog.
Okay.
So is this thing on? Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man.
Okay.
So you said you were considering watching this.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like you have enough familiarity with...
Not really, yeah.
But maybe that's why you should watch it, no?
Okay. Does it require
No.
knowledge of Mel Brooks?
It certainly doesn't require knowledge.
Okay.
99 years old, and he's still, adhesively with it. There's not a marble dislodged in that man's head. He doesn't miss a beat. It's just a pleasure to watch him and to listen to him, because he's such a natural wit. Not just born for it, not just born with it. Like, he is it. He is wit, you know?
Okay.
And what's amazing is, not only isn't this an in memoriam, he's still working.
Oh, wow, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It features interviews with a multitude, not just your Adam Sandlers and your Ben Stillers, but people whose careers merit documentaries of their own, like Rob Reiner and David Lynch, both in their last appearances. Dick Cavett and the Zuckers, you know, like, you could make a documentary about their career.
Yeah.
Also, Patton Oswalt.
I just can't get rid of him, can we?
I laugh out loud whenever I see him now. One is amply reminded of the brilliance of The Producers and Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, and the cradle of genius that was Your Show of Shows. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So it's like a sketch variety show back in the 60s, maybe 50s and 60s, and that gave us not just Mel Brooks, but Carl Reiner, Larry Gelbart, who went on to create MASH, Neil Simon, you know, famous playwright who did The Odd Couple, and Woody Allen.
Oh, right.
It gave us quite a few, you know, good Jewish writers. More broadly, and both avenues are right up my alley, the documentary is a meditation on the power and importance of comedy and an examination of Jews.
Okay.
If you're not already, it will make you fall in love with Mel Brooks. So, like, he was married to Anne Bancroft, who was, you know, a beautiful actress or whatever, and he's this short, funny Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, how does that work, you know? And his friendship with Carl Reiner. Like, so after both their wives, they survived both their wives. The two of them spent every day together in a small living room, just watching movies and eating TV dinners. And Jerry Seinfeld, who's in it, points out that if you succeed at every possible thing in life, this is where you end up.
Okay.
You know? Just eating and watching stuff with your mate. And there was deep, deep pathos in that, as you might imagine. Like, when Reiner and Brooks were on screen with their trays watching, like, Wheel of Fortune or whatever, my brain actually transposed an image of an elderly us over them. And, like, I understand where Cranston was coming from when he's talking about Jane and his daughter in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Do you know about that story where he's like, when Jane is suffocating, his brain put his daughter over... Yeah. It was a moment of such profound pathos, it felt like a punch. And a tear genuinely formed. Also, I didn't know that Brooks took his name as a producer off The Elephant Man, so that people wouldn't assume it was a comedy.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's a good guy, you know? And he offers some pearls of wisdom, maybe chief among them. When talking about the death of his wife, he says, I don't waste time now being miserable. You don't have to pay God, the universe, whatever, for losing somebody. He's like, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
You don't owe it to anything to just be miserable. You know what I mean? Like, who's watching? And anyway. So yeah, I recommend that.
Okay.
It's a good 2-part documentary.
Okay. I know we're going quite slightly off script here.
Yeah.
But it feels like this is the only place I could
Okay.
skip it because I got nothing to say about it, really.
Yeah.
I watched Wild London at the beginning of this year.
Wild London.
The reason I'm bringing it up now is because it's a David Attenborough documentary.
And he's 99, isn't he?
99-year-old man
Yes.
who's still working and full of life. So it's like, oh, this feels like tangentially like...
Yeah, no,
I'm
definitely.
only really bringing it up to say, like, it's something I think people should watch.
Right.
It's a nature documentary, so, like, they're kind of critic-proof. It's that you can't really say anything about a nature documentary.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
It's kind of like the one of the very few things that we've kind of perfected as a people. Like,
well, Attenborough's certainly critic-proof.
Yeah. But what I liked about it, because it's only like an hour long, and it's a single, like, it's just a 1 hour episode on the BBC, which seemed like odd. But it's a nature documentary, but it's set in London. He's talking about the wildlife in London.
Right.
And I just found it, like, there was a nice novelty to usually when you boot up a nature documentary, you've got sweeping vistas of the Serengeti
the savannah and
or the
tundra.
vast depths of the ocean.
Yeah.
And one of the first things you see in this, 2 foxes having a scrap against a Mini Cooper.
Okay.
And he talks about, like, drunk bees and stuff. And it's like, this is fun. This is like, I'm sure there have been nature documentaries set in a city.
Yeah, sure.
But this is one of the first I've seen. It's like, I appreciate the change of pace here.
Yeah, sure.
And there was just a nice little moment in there where he's talking about hedgehogs, like in people's gardens, and he's just looking at a hedgehog. And he's just like very sincerely and earnestly, I don't even know it was scripted or anything, but he's just looking at this hedgehog going, God, I just love these things.
Right.
And it's just like, oh.
Okay.
Like, this 99-year-old man who's just like still genuinely doing what he genuinely loves.
Yeah, my obstacle is I'm not an animal guy.
Okay.
I appreciate the majesty of the natural world, but like I just don't want to be around animals.
Okay.
It's not other than dogs.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. The Plague.
Okay.
This is Lord of the Flies meets water polo.
Okay.
It's a newcomer, Charlie Pollinger. I think he just won an award for it for debut directing. It's about these two kids, Ben and Eli. It's like a water polo camp, and it's a film about adolescence and kind of bullying. No, but it's kind of delivered through this incredibly tense, high pressure,
right,
almost thrillery kind of, not quite, but.
Okay.
It's taking itself very seriously.
Okay.
And it's about the friendship between these two boys. One of them he's fat and he's got awful skin.
Yeah.
So he's relentlessly and mercilessly bullied. And then this one kid is like, he befriends him and starts trying to kind of stick up for him. It's another film, replete with nervous tension. Though the spiraling here it's more acute.
Okay.
It's stuffed with annoying kids, especially the leader of the little dickheads, Jake, his name is.
Right.
But to its benefit. Like, it's good that they're annoying to an extent. It captures that adolescent exclusion really well, especially potent if you had, like, bad skin as a teenager, which in this film presents as a kind of body horror.
Oh, okay.
That's the plague, is they all kind of joke, we're going to get the plague, and then maybe it is a real thing, maybe it isn't. It's one of those kind of things. And they're 12, 13-year-olds that look their age.
Right.
You know, they're correctly
novel
cast.
in
novel.
today's world.
Joel Edgerton plays their coach. He doesn't feature a great deal, but he brings the perspective and compassion of maturity that like feels like a breath of fresh air whenever he's like, oh, thank God, context, some perspective on the whole thing.
Okay.
Though his character's name is Daddy Wags, like something out of Annie. It doesn't resolve itself neatly, and you might be left wanting, but I found it an interesting place to leave that story.
Okay.
So it's not a full-throated recommendation, but it's an interesting little film.
Okay. All right.
And the voice of Hind, I think it is, Rajab.
Okay.
Okay. So it's directed by Kauthar Ben Hania, I'm going to say.
Right.
So this is about the Red Crescent, which is the Muslim equivalent of the Red Cross.
Right.
They particularly deal with Palestine. Hind Rajab was a 6-year-old girl, true story, that was killed by the IDF in Gaza a couple of years ago. So she's with her family in a car, and I can't remember how, but the IDF opened fire on the car, and so like all her family members are killed. But and the car's turned over, I think. So she's inside the car, and she calls maybe a relative, and then gets the Red Crescent, and they phone her. So it's them on the line with this girl, like trying to tell her what to do.
Okay.
And as like, hellfire is going on
Is
around.
it a documentary or like a...
No, it's a...
dramatic recreation?
It's a dramatic recreation.
Yeah, okay.
It's like The Guilty, the film The Guilty.
Okay, yeah.
But real, They use the voice of the real Hind on the phone.
Okay.
And they occasionally use real footage that was captured in the office on the day. So, to give you an example, there'll be someone like frantically on the phone, an actor, and then the camera will pull back, and because it was all filmed, like the employees were filming it. It'll show someone filming her on their phone, and the footage on the phone is the real footage, while the actress is out of focus in the background. Do you know?
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, just little moments to show. Oh yeah, this really happened. The cast, particularly Saja Kalani and Motaz Malhis, they're very good. They bring everything they have to the table emotionally. It's tense, it's frantic, it's not a fun experience. I've been a bit reticent to talk about it because of the subject matter.
Yeah, of course.
But I suppose I think there's some utility in my saying that, yes, I think it's awful too. Right?
Okay.
Like, terrible things happen in war. Even the good guys do evil things. It's not going to change my general stance on the situation, but yes, it's horrific. We all know it's horrific, and that's not complicated. Other things are. Right?
Okay, right.
It's no mystery where the filmmakers stand, and I'm just talking about exclusively within the film. I don't know what's been said around it, but they don't telegraph it all that much beyond the very existence of the film itself and the obviously real rage and despair of the performers. Some have argued it's exploitative to use the real girl's voice. It is. No doubt it is. Whether you care will depend.
Yeah. It's a difficult line to walk, isn't it? Because one of the things we complimented... I guess it's not quite the same. I was going to say one of the things we complimented September 5 about was that they used the real guy.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
No.
I guess maybe a more apt comparison would be The Perfect Neighbour.
Sure.
Which we didn't talk about.
No.
But there's, obviously that's a documentary about a woman who went on to like kill her neighbours.
Yeah.
And they show, in the documentary, the family finding out that she's been killed.
Yes.
And that felt exploitative to me.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
like, that's a step too far.
Yes.
I appreciate you trying to be thorough and transparent, but this feels like a moment for the family and no one else.
And then obviously the counter argument is, but like how much more real can it get? You're seeing the visceral. Yeah, I err on the side of being conservative with that stuff.
Yeah.
That you don't show that it's too private, it's too much. But yeah, no, it is exploitative. It is. It's just, if you're fully on board with the film's mission, you won't care about that.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know that the film is designed to be neutral. I think the immediacy of the situation just doesn't much allow for commentary, you know?
Okay.
And is knowing the opinions of the filmmakers important? Whether you care will also depend, you know? I don't. They're obviously not resolutely pro-Israel. If they were virulently anti-Israel, that wouldn't sit right with me. But they nonetheless have managed to make something that didn't froth with that fury.
Yeah.
You know? So to me, I don't know that it matters all that much. If you choose to view it as an isolated humanistic appeal, you can. You can put aside the wider context. Evidently, that's what I did. Even as the whole time it wobbled on shaky ground. I was like, oh, this could so easily go wrong, you know?
Yeah.
I was almost daring it to cross some line, you know? If you choose to view it as part of a bigger picture, things get trickier. And this isn't the podcast for that discussion.
Okay.
At least not today. So make of that what you will.
Okay.
I suppose.
All right.
It's a well-made film with good things about it that I think is best enjoyed as just this isolated event that was horrible. Not enjoyed, but, you know, experienced that way. Not, oh yeah, it's important that this film be made because of X. Just forget that shit.
Okay.
You know? No one can do that. There's a big controversy at the moment. I don't know if you heard about the Berlin Film Festival.
I don't think so.
Because Wim Wenders, who's the president of the jury this year, he's basically said art should be apolitical.
Right.
And people are being asked about Gaza and all that stuff. And like Neil Patrick Harris and actor, some of them are just remaining tight-lipped and go, I'm not talking about it. And this has had massive backlash. Like, how dare you say art should be apolitical? With what's going on right now, it's immoral for it not to be political, all that kind of shit. But obviously I'm more on board with, I like apolitical art. I think that's good. I think that's me done.
Okay.
On my own, in a way. So, Mercy.
As I'm sure everyone has pointed out by now, a film ironically named after the thing of which it is bereft.
Yes.
It's technically real-time, technically screen life, technically a film. Definitely stars Chris Pratt, though.
It does do that.
He plays a cop that helped champion the Mercy program, which in the world of this film, they're these kind of AI-run courtrooms where the most violent criminals are sent and have 90 minutes to prove their innocence lest they be executed.
Yes.
Chris Pratt, he only went and murdered his wife, maybe.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so now...
The irony.
Yeah, the irony, yeah. So now the film opens with him, not ironically, with him strapped to a chair at the mercy of Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes.
Which sounds like a cracking 90 minutes.
Sure.
Though he is fighting for his life.
And she isn't real.
And she isn't real, which is a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it's not an aphrodisiac when they're not real.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Though it is still Rebecca Ferguson, so you know.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this very January film.
Yeah.
It's helmed by Timur Bekmambetov.
What's that?
Well, he was the director of Night Watch and Day Watch, which kind of slipped through the cultural cracks at this point. But also Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, okay.
And the remake of Ben-Hur.
Right.
He's the producer of many screen life films, including Searching, the one that was
the
needed.
main one, yeah.
Yeah, the only one that was needed.
one.
Unfriended, Dark Web, Missing, and War of the Worlds. He's shit. All right?
Well, he's certainly not helping his case.
He made Wanted, which is like a half-decent film, but other than that, he's rubbish. And this too, like you said, is a screen life joint, in large part. So on top of being visually flat and unattractive, it's contrived. Really just a lie. Like, no, you did not get that footage, and you did not get it that way. you know?
Yeah.
It also innovates or synovates upon the technique. While it's still mostly shit on screens, it's not one screen. It's multiple holographic screens.
Chris Pratt is in a room and the screens move around the room a bit.
Yeah.
To give the impression that the film is far more dynamic than it actually is.
Yes, the camera roves and jumps around in a very frustrating way.
Yeah.
And on top of that, much of its behaviour is consigned to post-production.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, he's whatever in it. Rebecca Ferguson did my head in, actually.
Oh, no.
Just, I am an emotionless AI, sometimes must compute differently. You know. There's a cameo from Jay Jackson, best known as Purred Happily from Parks and Recreation, who exclusively plays newscasters.
Right.
And there's a Pratt connection there, obviously.
Yeah.
The script is toothless, brainless, bloodless. The opening exposition video makes absolutely no sense because it comports itself as an advert, which would be bizarre enough because why would you be advertising your legal system?
Yeah.
But it's actually an orientation for those on trial, in which case its entire tone and approach is wrong. It's like selling you something that's like working against. I don't know, it's weird.
Also, I think Chris Pratt is unconscious for most of it.
That's true.
So it's not even serving its function in universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things get too introspective too quickly, like how his father-in-law never thought he was good enough for his daughter or whatever, like when the character should still be in the immediate visceral stages of shock that his wife is dead.
Because that's the thing. He's given 90 minutes to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
The film is basically 90 minutes. So it is basically in real time, although I don't think it really cares too much about sticking to that. No. So yeah, it's like 5-10 minutes after he's just found out that he's murdered his wife, maybe.
Yeah.
And his father-in-law is like, "Oh, I always knew you were a bad egg." Yeah,
it's more that he's going like, he never thought it was good enough for her. It's like, no, it's not the time for that. No. That comes later. Yeah. You know? I think if you ever want to have any fidelity to reality, you can't make a real-time film in Los Angeles. The driving is just not, it's not possible to get from point A to point B in 90 minutes. Yeah. You know? It's blindingly obvious who the culprit is, not that you remotely care.
No.
And whose name is Robert Webb, divertingly enough.
Oh, right.
The big reveals are just dumb. It's a big old dumb movie. There's a bit of Minority Report with the monitors and the futuristic crime-fighting systems. If you took out Steven Spielberg and replaced him with a dolt. Naturally, we're going to get more and more things about AI, but the anxieties it tries to harness in the first half of this film felt outdated to me.
Okay.
It was like machine paranoia from 2 or 3 decades ago. The issues now are more sophisticated and multivariate. It's like, it's as though things like Ex Machina and Her and Westworld never happened. Ultimately, though, it isn't an anti-AI film. They wouldn't be able to save the day without it.
Yeah.
So we are beginning to embrace our imminent overlords.
Which I think is, because obviously we're very early in the year at this point.
Yeah.
And I was hearing these declarations before another film that we'll be talking about on this episode. But already people are saying, like, oh yeah, this is going to be one of the worst of the year.
Yes.
It's a bad film. It deserves to be near the bottom, at least at the moment. But part of the reason is that it's not anti-AI.
No.
Like you said, they need the AI at the end of the day. And it feels like the film goes out of its way to exonerate the AI as well.
I'm all for complex depictions of AI because it can help. Of course it can.
Yeah.
And like Ex Machina, like that's kind of what you make of that ending. Like, are they the villains? It's a tricky one, right? Yeah. I'm all for that. But yeah, this film is not... It's not juggling complicated themes,
No.
It's just good. Unalloyed,
Yeah.
I mean, in truth, Los Angeles could probably use the Mercy program. Like, if it cuts down crime by 68%, like it does in the film, it feels reflexively dystopian, of course, but equally seems like it might be more effective than a real courtroom. Because innocent until proven guilty is the standard by which we must live, right? But guilty until proven innocent at least puts the elephant front and center, and it makes the proceedings an intrinsically moral pursuit.
Okay.
You're never trying to convict an innocent person.
Right.
You're not a prosecutor that kind of knows they didn't do it, but you have to get the conviction for you have to win for the state. That's never the case in this. It's like you assume the person's guilty. It's like, now we will do everything we possibly can to prove that you're not.
Right.
And I'm not, in reality, that, I'm not saying it should be like that, but there is something interesting about that.
Okay.
That it's always inherently moral.
Yeah.
You have every chance,
Although, I don't know about you, but 92% feels too high.
Oh, as in the burden of proof is too...
Yeah, because that's the threshold he has to fall below. It's like, if you can prove that you're less than 92% guilty, you get to leave.
It's sort of the equivalent of beyond reasonable doubt, isn't it?
Okay.
Like, if you're going to convict someone, if you're going to say guilty in a courtroom, you have to be beyond reasonable doubt.
So 8% is reasonable.
Well, I guess that's what they're kind of saying is sort of tantamount to it.
Okay.
The equivalent.
Because I don't know, because I feel like if you said to me, oh, I'm 92% sure that guy killed someone.
Yes.
I'm just going to think, oh, that guy killed someone.
But that's the thing. The standard in a courtroom is actually meant to be basically 100%. Like, if you're not 100%, obviously you can't be. I think a lot of people also confuse the standard of reasonable proof. They go, well, look, could have been a fucking Martian, but it's like, yeah, but that's not reasonable doubt.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
But it's not reasonable to believe that. So, I mean, OJ got acquitted.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can argue whether, even if they knew 100% he was guilty, he still would have got off. That's what happened. But, yeah. Also, scouring people's videos on social media accounts, that seems like an invasion of privacy. But all that data is volunteered, you know? It's like, as Stuart Lee puts it, it's like captured partisans digging their own mass graves.
Right.
The title, to go back to your first point, is obviously an in-world irony.
Yeah.
And it's an irony in life, yes, because the film provides an end to its audience. This is the first all-out turkey of 2026, I would say. And so it begins.
And we're off.
Okay, anything else to say about that?
No, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's just rubbish.
Yeah.
Okay. No Other Choice.
Yes. No Other Choice. So this is a South Korean film, foreign language, it's in Korean. But it's gained some traction internationally for a couple of reasons, I think.
Yes.
First one is that it's, I don't know his name, but the frontman from Squid Game plays the main character.
Yes, Lee Byung-hun, I think.
Lee Byung-hun. Yeah. So it's like one of the few foreign films that actually kind of has some star power over here. People might recognise him from Squid Game. I certainly did.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, I know that guy. I'll go see that film because of that guy.
Have you seen, Billboard's been popping up because it's been kind of frozen out of some awards. Like it hasn't made it. It might not be Oscar nominated, for instance.
Okay.
So it's taken out billboards basically slamming the Oscars and saying, like, you pieces of shit. Like, it's really good. Come and see it.
Okay. Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah, go on.
Well, that's the third point. But to keep it the order of things, the second point is that the film is about, he is like a manager at a paper company. And because of the current state of economics in Korea and the rise of AI, he loses his job. And he just can't get another one.
Yeah.
Such is the job market at the moment, he just cannot get another job. And so he takes, let's say, some drastic measures.
Indeed.
In order to, not even to get a job, but just to be in the running. Just
to eliminate the competition.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally.
Yeah. Yes. And then, yes, the third reason is it turns out it's actually rather good. I thought, anyway. I don't know
yes, it is rather good. Perhaps surprisingly, it's based on a 1997 American horror thriller novel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that.
No, called The Axe.
Okay. Kind of like Begonia in the sense that, like, it feels like it's been... I'm not familiar with the original material.
Well, that's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a Western adaptation of a Korean movie.
Yeah. But it feels like it's been well adapted to be like a more current, relevant version of that story, I imagine.
Yes, good adaptation.
Yes.
I think it's the second, because there was a film called The Axe, directed by Costa Gavras, I think.
Okay.
Because this film was dedicated to him.
Yeah.
It's one of those concepts. Like, of course it was going to be a movie. You know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold the movie rights with the publishing rights.
Oh, right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's some more of that South Korean satire of capitalism, reminiscent of Parasite in more than one way. Brought to us by Park Chan-wook of, among other things, Oldboy, The Handmaiden, and Decision to Leave fame. And those films are beloved, but I would submit that this stakes a claim as his best.
Okay, even better than Oldboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oldboy's... I'm not going to review Oldboy, but yeah, obviously that's like a cult mass, hit. But no, I think this is kind of a more perfect film.
Okay.
Than that. Yeah, Lee Byung-hun is very good, as is Son Ye-jin as his wife. The script is smart and witty and zips us along. It's somewhat hefty runtime. It's quite a long film.
Yeah. But I don't...
You don't feel it.
Didn't feel it, yeah.
Yeah, the look is crisp and slick. on top of the novelty of its exotic aesthetic. The greenhouse and factory in particular are visually striking. I love the factory at the end, you know. And that central image of Yu Man-soo holding the flower pot aloft does lend itself to iconicity.
Yes.
You know.
It's on the poster for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The camera work moves with highly controlled intention. It's precise, meticulous filmmaking. Masterful, really.
Yeah.
Park knows when to opt for subtle movements and when to lock off a shot and let the action play out within. And some of those are the most memorable, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not just the cinematography, but the editing as well in this.
Yeah, expert editing.
Editing. Because it feels like there are moments where, as you say, the film will sometimes peel back.
Yeah.
I think when he, dispatches the guy on the coastline, and we're way, way back.
That's one of the shots.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
There's a rock formation between him and the ocean, and it's oh, wow.
There's another shot where it's him fleeing from the house, and it's like him running toward the camera down the lane and then back down the other way. That's a locked off shot. And I'm thinking about it now. I suppose it didn't really occur to me watching it. There's those locked off shots that are divided, that are like two halves.
It's like he's crossing a threshold.
It's crossing a boundary. Yeah.
But so you've got moments like that where the film is being very well behaved and very masterfully controlled. But then you've got other moments where he's stalking the guy through the forest.
Yes.
There's a moment where the guy turns around to speak to his wife, I think. And he almost sees him. So he ducks behind a tree. And the editing and the camera work in that are so janky.
Yeah.
It's like the anxiety of the character has been imprinted on the film itself.
Right.
Which again is masterful that a filmmaker is able to do that, where it feels like the film is mirroring the emotional state of the character. Yeah,
I think the editing and the photography are arguably the film's strongest elements.
Yeah.
It moves differently than a Western comedy of its type would.
Yeah.
Right? Not that it's hyperactive, this isn't that balls out East Asian kineticism.
Yeah.
But it's characterised by swerves and swivels that we don't often see in Western cinema, unless the project is something very stylised, like an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
It's more common to Korean and Japanese cinema, and the humour feels a little broader. It's not in reality, it's not like it's fart and dick jokes.
No.
It just has a cartoonish dimension because the Orient, you know? It's a slightly different vibe. I think for students of film, it's a good one to examine on multiple fronts. And this is the first all-out eagle of 2026, I would say. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I kind of don't want to spoil anything about it.
No, I'm just wondering how deliberate this placement was, because not only have you put the turkey and the eagle alongside each other, but also you've got a film that could be arguably very pro-AI.
Yes.
And one where its depiction of an AI-driven future is not that desirable looking.
On this one, it was as shallow as turkey and eagle.
Okay.
that did not occur to me.
All right.
Yeah. Not that much thought goes into the running order.
Okay, all right.
But some thought does.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about it?
Other than it's just a high recommendation.
High recommendation.
Seek it out. And this is, you mentioned Parasite. I feel like everyone's mentioned Parasite.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of its kind of, it's dealing with very similar issues.
And the nature of its direction, very controlled.
Very controlled direction. But also, it's much like Parasite in that I feel like it's very accessible to a Western audience.
Yeah, definitely.
If nothing else, because of its subject matter. I think a lot of people will resonate with the idea of someone struggling to find a job and find immense catharsis in him taking the action that he does. Even while the film is kind of condemning him for it.
Yeah, it's like Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
It's both kind of reveling in it and condemning it.
Yeah.
The Rip.
The Rip. We finally got another film starring both Benjamin Affleck and Matalan Damon.
Indeed.
But it's a straight-to-Netflix January action thriller.
Yes.
Had me a bit worried. Don't know about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we watched it anyway.
We did.
And it turns out, in it, they are both LA cops who end up leading a strike team on a raid on a suspected cartel house? Mafia cartel? One of the
can't remember if there's a term for it, but where they keep a stash house.
A stash house, yeah.
But money, not drugs.
Yes, they find quite a lot of money.
They do.
So much money, in fact, that protocol dictates, and this is a real thing, right?
Yes.
They have to remain on site and count all of the money.
In Miami, so I don't know if it's a nationwide thing. It might be state to state. But yes, in Miami, in Florida, they have to stay until it's all counted.
Which basically traps them in enemy territory.
In like a cul-de-sac.
In a cul-de-sac that has been bought out by the very people that they are taking the money from, which puts them under the threat of gunfire and retaliation, and perhaps even Betrayal.
It's it's a great concept, isn't it? Just in terms of when you hit upon that fact that, oh, you have to stay to counter. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Then it becomes guarding the house.
Yes.
It becomes Home Alone kind of, straw dogs.
Well, it's good because it kind of like, it's good for the audience because they know, okay, this is the film now. It's us defending the stronghold. But also within that, anything can kind of happen.
Yeah.
And the film does play with your expectations. There's a lot of, oh, I'm evil, oh, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
Actually, you're evil.
It becomes about the distrust and the paranoia within the group.
Yeah.
So this is written and directed by Joe Carnahan. Movies for Men action veteran. Behind, on one hand, Narc and The Grey, and on the other, The A-Team.
Okay.
The film.
Yeah.
He had 2 released last year, 2 films, neither of which poked their heads above the parapet. Didn't know they existed, we didn't review them, didn't see them. So he's yet to make a great film, and he hasn't here, but as it goes, not a bad showing.
Yeah, considering that this is a straight to Netflix January action thriller.
Oh yeah, it's way better than that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, alright, yeah.
Affleck and Damon have been in over 10 films together. This capitalises on their real-life relationship to dramatise a friendship under strain. Matt Damon's always been a solid actor, and Affleck has only improved with age. Tiana Taylor also features.
Yeah, she's there.
Already fulfilling my gloomy prophecy of her ubiquity.
Yeah.
She's too nouveau noir, that Taylor.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about Chinatown or Blue Velvet. And let's leave it French to fortify us. Even the way she walks. When a couple of feds refer to her slain boss, she protests, let's not her death and let's her murder. You can't summon the energy for say. We managed to surpass its giving. It's worse than that now.
Yeah.
A couple of notable industry points. Damon has spoken of Netflix's stipulations with the script. I quote, "A standard way to make an action movie that Affleck and I have learned is you usually have 3 set pieces. One in the first act, one in the second, and the big one with all the explosions. You spend most of your money on that in the third act, and that's your kind of finale." Now they're like, can we get a big one in the first 5 minutes? We want people to stay tuned in. And it wouldn't be terrible if you reiterated the plot 3 or 4 times in the dialogue, because people are on their phones while they're watching.
Oh, it's one of these again.
Yes. And I don't know whether he brought that up in the context of resisting it, but we do keep getting these dreadful confirmations of their business model, you know? And there was one moment that seemed to bespeak the plot anvil, the sunrise at the end. So there's a running thing of the old leader of the team who was killed, and who was a romantic interest of one of them. I can't remember which.
I think Damon.
But like, she was loved by her team.
Yeah.
And her
or was
thing,
it Affleck? It's one of them.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
But it's like, her thing on the job every day was, I just want to live to see one more sunrise. And the film ends with them. It takes place over a day.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's the obvious ending. But there's a kid on the beach with her, and she goes, "Look at that sunrise!" Really?
And doesn't she have the same name?
And the kid is called Jackie, too. The same name. It's like, oh, come on, man. It's already kind of obvious enough to end with the sunrise, but like, you need to point it out as well. So yeah. The other industry point, Damon and Affleck's company, Artist Equity, they negotiated a deal with Netflix that's the first of its kind. If the rip meets certain streaming numbers, the people that worked on the production get a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't improve my opinion of the film's quality, but that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What does improve my opinion somewhat, and it's admittedly political, is my inference that the filmmakers like cops.
Okay.
It more than acknowledges corruption, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is a dirty cop movie.
Yeah, it takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
But it's on side. We have the tattoos, they've got like the... are we the good guys? Like every time or whatever. A little dig at political correctness in the beginning when Affleck and Damon are in the bathroom. The witches come up somehow, and Damon's like, what the fuck, witches? Then Affleck's like, well, that's the problem with the culture of the police today. Don't you know many people believe in witches? A little kind of dig at,
right, okay.
And attention is drawn to their meagre wages, considering the hazards of the job. So I like that. I like pro-cop things, you know? It's not the most original film. There are plenty of cliches. The second half devolves into a typical mainstream action movie. But the setup is attention-grabbing, and the dynamics are dynamic enough. It's a problem that I never for 1 second believed Damon was dirty.
Okay.
His eyes are always too knowing, you know?
Right.
And I guessed Carl Chandler's guilt.
Okay.
Because he's the other one, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a functional thriller bound to sate most Saturday night give-it-a-goers, I think. And that's it, I think. For me.
Okay, am I right in remembering that the exterior shots in particular had a lot of like digital sludge to them? The exteriors never quite felt real to me.
I don't know.
Like particularly her execution in the car park.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that just like... It just kind of took away from it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Considering that it's kind of just one location. Like, it's kind of just the house and the surrounding environment. So whenever you see something that's like not quite there, it's a bit like,
yeah, no,
really, for a film like this, we couldn't get a real cul-de-sac or... Yeah.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah. I don't think it detracted too much. It's just, it didn't help with the expectations set by the fact that this is a straight to Netflix January film.
Yeah, it didn't detract because the film was never going to be a 5-star film, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's surprisingly better than what you might expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like above what it is, but it's a good version.
It's a good version of what it is.
Yeah.
Wonder Man.
Yeah. I can't be the only one, right?
Well, Wonder Boy.
Wonder Man.
Well, because the thing is, when we said it then, my instinct was to immediately do that, but that's the first time that's happened.
Okay.
So, I don't know what was going on.
Well, it was difficult for me to watch Wonder Man, because every time...
Wonder Man!
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen II?
Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you. He's a struggling actor, because he won't do what he's fucking told.
Oh, all right.
But did you not find that like first scene where is it American Horror Story he's supposed to be doing?
Yes. And he's trying to like get the motivation, he's got the backstory.
Yeah, and I get it, he's a struggling actor, he probably wants to like, he's finally got a role in like a decent show, so he wants to make the most of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, do you not see that this is the problem? You're talking yourself out of a show?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, he gets let go from the show, and it's totally his fault, and he's...
Yeah, so very quickly, sorry to interrupt, but it reminds me of... Because there's a big thing like method acting and, you know, the story with Olivier and Hoffman, is that real, whatever. But I saw an interview, just an incidental thing, with Tommy Lee Jones on, I think it was Charlie Rose, promoting one film or another. And he said, he's like, what's the actor's job? You know, and Tommy Lee Jones responds, read the screenplay.
Yeah.
Understand it as well as you can.
Yeah.
Do your best to find out what the director wants to see and make it possible in every way you can for him to see it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's acting.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be more complicated. No. So there is now, when he's there trying to like make it more than it is.
Yeah.
It is like, you're like a day player basically.
Yeah, you're winding me up.
Yeah, you're annoying me. Yeah.
And I'm not the director.
Yeah.
I'm not under the pressure of getting like 9 scenes finished
exactly.
for Ryan Murphy of all fucking people. Anyway,
Yeah.
Not going well for him until one day he has a chance encounter with Ben Kingsley at a screening of Midnight Cowboy, which the show fucking spoiled for me.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Because we are currently watching films from that era.
Yeah, we were getting to Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
So thanks, show. Anyway, Ben Kingsley lets slip to him that they're holding casting calls for a reboot of Wonder Man, which
Wonder Man
loved as a child. I think it's implied that that's the thing that got him into film and wanting to be an actor and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's like, I gotta audition for this because this is going to be on my big break, which is funny because he's actually a superhero.
Yes.
Where he big breaks thing.
Okay.
Talk about the show, Sam. What did you think of Wonder Man?
Well, he's superhuman, isn't he? He's not a superhero.
Yeah, the thing that I didn't actually mention is this is an MCU show.
It is.
And the big thing at the end of the episode is you find out that Ben Kingsley is actually working for the government.
Yes.
And the reason he's working for the government is because Simon Williams, I think, is like the character name.
Okay.
Or Simon something. Yeah, Abdul's character.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, he's a metahuman, he's a superhuman, and you can't be an actor and a superhuman. It's not allowed.
Yeah.
It feels like, after how long? How long has the MCU been going?
2008.
We finally got another solid example.
Yeah.
Solid of example? We finally got another solid example.
Yeah, I thought I had a stroke then. I went along with it to just fight my way through it.
Okay, well, it's nice to know that if that day ever comes, you're just gonna like roll with it and just.
I appear to be having a stroke.
Yeah, it's not settling in. We finally got another solid example of the MCU kind of delivering on its promise of an expanded universe.
Sure.
Because it's like it's not big doomsday superhero nonsense.
It's not.
But it's exploring how a world has been affected by the existence of superheroes.
That's right. Yes. And
on such a small scale that it makes sense that Iron Man isn't going to show up. Or Thor isn't going to show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Yes.
He is a sturdy lead. It's his third superhuman role.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 4 if you count Morpheus. Yeah, because he's in Aquaman.
Is he?
Yeah, and there's something else.
Is he the bad guy in Aquaman?
I don't know if he's the bad guy. I don't know if you've even seen the first Aquaman, but he is a god superhuman thing.
Okay.
Ben Kingsley is a solid sidekick. Questionable Scouse inflections notwithstanding.
Yeah, I do wonder if, because he's reprising his character from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Broadly disliked. I think people don't
That
like
reveal.
the Mandarin twist.
Yeah.
So they kind of, by default, Ben Kingsley is kind of like, oh, that guy, he was like everything wrong with Iron Man 3.
Sure.
And so it feels like the show is kind of aware of that from the start, because it's all about kind of redeeming Ben Kingsley a little bit.
Yeah.
But it does feel like he's stuck with that accent.
Yeah,
it is limiting his dramatic range a little bit for me.
Well, it sounds like he's doing a Paul McCartney impression.
Yeah.
It does genuinely sound like that. Their bromantic pairing works, inspired by, Joe and Ratso from Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah. Is there a term for that?
What?
Where the thing of which the thing is inspired is like mentioned in the actual
I know
thing.
what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't like it, I will say.
Yeah.
For the most part. And that mirror is murky. It's not an exact equivalent.
Yeah.
And I'm slow to say inspired by, because I highly doubt they sat down and thought about what Midnight Cowboy would look like as an MCU show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? More likely it's been related back to that,
Yeah.
I think. And very much flagged, because like you said, they're going to meet at a screening, and the season ends with Everybody's Talking at Me.
Yeah.
Famous song from the film. And I am torn about it, because on the one hand, I am tired of the postmodern trope of acknowledging the influences, or antecedents at least, by having the characters just watch them in the film. On the other, if mainstream media is an effective channel for introducing audiences to classics, sure.
Yeah.
But I do feel a warning is necessary for any young fans that might want to check it out, however unlikely that seems.
Okay.
It's not like a cool, like, buddy movie.
Yeah.
That's
also,
not
they spoil it.
Also, they spoil it.
So, thanks.
I mean, can you spoil a film that came out in 1969?
Well,
I don't know.
They spoiled it for me.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, I think you can.
It grew on me, this show.
Yeah.
Joe Pantoliano has a more worthy cameo than his fleeting appearance in The Last of Us.
Yes.
Mateen disses him at one point, which did him no favours with me. He's like, oh, you're shit, Joe Pantoliano. Fuck you. I was like,
yeah.
Whoa, that's Ralph Cifaretto.
But in the show, he's supposed to be kind of like a scummy piece of shit, right?
He's playing it's a fictionalized version of himself. Coronation Street must absolutely never be mentioned on American television. It's not right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Simon superhuman because he's superhuman?
I don't know if the show ever goes into it, but...
There's no spider bite, right? There's no origin story, per se.
Like, when he was younger, his powers manifested, but yeah, I don't think they manifested as the result of anything.
Like X-Men, it's like you just are, like a mutation. Yeah.
And as far as we're aware, his family aren't superhuman.
No.
He is an aberration in that respect.
And that's novel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is the right way to tell, quote-unquote, diverse stories. There's no racism, there's no intergenerational trauma.
No.
Does this suggest that we are slowly climbing out of the woke morass? Was Ironheart the nadir beneath which we now refuse to sink?
Well, Ironheart, it felt like at the time Ironheart was an outdated item.
They had to release it contractually, basically.
Despite the fact that they were kind of past the ideology that show was drowning in.
Right.
So yeah, now that we have a show that was clearly made, like having crawling out of that gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we are.
I'm seeing signs of it. Because when that stuff does rear its head now, it's like, oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost nostalgic.
Well, I won't go that far. But more. I think a lot more about on next episode. But also, there's no post-credit scene. They might be learning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Just the thought of like... Because I guess to kind of spoil it a little bit, because I'm not Wonder Man. If you want to go see it, I don't want to spoil the ending for you. But it feels like by the end of the show, he's kind of fully embraced his power.
Yeah.
Because there's a rider that's in all of actor contracts in the MCU universe called the Doorman.
Yes, and there's an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I liked.
Yeah, it's weird doing a black and white episode that's set in like 2013.
Yeah, I know. Like things like that can go either way for me. You know, like the event episode, like the Emmy episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, just this little story that has some effect on the wider world.
Yeah.
But not the galaxy.
No.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's adding the thing you love. It's adding to the mythology of that universe.
Yeah.
Was it Spider-Man, one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man?
It was the first Tom Holland Spider-Man, Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, what's the situation with superpowered actors? Let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly,
just interesting.
Yeah, and also that episode canonically gets rid of Josh Gad from that world.
That's true.
So it must be...
Weirdly enough, I listened to the album, the original Broadway recording of the Book of Mormon today, so I'm a little bit more pro-Gad.
Right, he's good in that, is he?
It was his breakout thing, yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a doorman clause where, you can't be an actor and have superpowers.
Yes.
Because it's considered too much of a liability.
Right.
Because, this guy, he's able to create portals with his body.
Yes.
It's like if you walk through him, you go through a portal to somewhere else.
Thinking about it now, it reminds me of The Incredibles, which is when the litigation just starts piling up too much. Like, we're banning superheroes.
Yeah.
Remember that? The opening thing of that film where it's like, he's like, you didn't save my life, you ruined my death. You know, that. I rewatched that recently as well, which I recommend The Incredibles.
Yeah. Good film, that.
Yeah.
I won't explain the whole episode, but basically, he ends up like Josh Gad on set. Josh Gad jumps through his body, but doesn't come out of a portal. He just disappears into God knows where.
Yeah.
So insurance rates too high, liability's too high. If you got superpowers, you can't be an actor.
Yes.
Abdul-Mateen II wants to be an actor, but he has superpowers. He spends the whole show trying to hide that fact. Mm-hmm. But by the end of the show, he ends up kind of embracing it. And just the thought that he might show back up in Endgame or something. Yeah. That feels kind of...
Not Endgame, but...
Rancid. No, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm mixing up those four. Doomsday, whatever the next big one is. Yeah, just the idea that he might come back in that capacity is like, no. No.
Every fucker's back in that, right? I mean, but it's funny because you look at the cast list and it's like, none of these are... it's not Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, and even though I think they are both.
Yeah, they are both in it.
But do you know what I mean? It's like, who? Oh, yeah, it's the ones that are still left. You know? I think we should, for future reference, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II will now be Yam 2.
Yam 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's probably... Wonder Man's probably the closest we'll get to a self-contained story in the MCU, right?
Yeah, probably.
Trevor Slattery is a holdover. That's about it.
Yeah.
If this existed...
A holdover well used. I do feel like the show...
Yeah, no, well used,
make the most of him. And even when he had his little redemptive moment in the final episode...
Yeah.
It's like, that feels like...
Earned.
Yeah, absolutely.
If this existed purely as its own thing, I would feel more positively towards it. But as it stands, it was good. You know, just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Don't, Some have called this the best MCU show. I would say Daredevil, the first season anyway, remains the best Marvel show.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it wasn't MCU at the time.
No, but MCU, probably.
Yeah.
I would say widely, its strongest competition would be Loki and WandaVision, but not for me personally.
No.
But people love those shows. This is the best MCU show, insofar as it's barely won at all.
Yeah, while also benefiting from all of the context that the MCU affords it.
So well done, MCU, for once. See, we are fair.
I guess it's a recommendation.
It is, yeah.
Do you need to be familiar? You need to at least kind of understand that Trevor Slattery was pretending to be a terrorist in Iron Man 3,
just,
right?
I mean, not that you wouldn't know it anyway, because it's the world, but that superheroes are just a thing. There's no secret identity. It's like, there are secret identities, but when you go back to the 2000s and it's Spider-Man and it's like, oh fuck, what's this new thing?
Yeah.
In this world, they're a thing.
There's the Captain America musical.
Exactly.
That's how ubiquitous they are now.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Shelter. Starring Statham Jason.
Yes. Star of the upcoming Jason Statham Stole My Bike.
Oh, you've heard? Wonderful. Okay. Yes. Playing himself. The role he was born to play.
Indeed.
I don't know. It's like the Deadpool 2 guy, though, isn't it? So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
David Leitch.
Yeah.
The Fall guy. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as films go, I don't know if it's going to be a good one.
We'll see.
But yeah, I mean, we're due for a Jason Statham making fun of Jason Statham film a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah, thinking about it, maybe a better title would be The Unbearable Weight of Jason Statham. A massive bald.
Well, it's interesting though, isn't it? Because like time once was, it feels like, where your Jason Statham film would start and Jason Statham would be an unstoppable badass. We're coming to him at a period of his life in which he is the unstoppable badass. Now it feels like the last couple of films, The Beekeeper, A Working Man, Jason Statham used to be the unstoppable badass.
Well, his beard is grey now.
Yes. And so now he's living a life of quiet solitude, having once been the unstoppable badass.
I bet someone's going to fucking...
Yeah, but there's going to be like something, the fates are going to conspire and they're going to force him to badass unstoppably just one more time. In this one, he's living in a lighthouse. A girl gets like caught in a storm. He saves her, and he spends the rest of the film trying to get her to safety while killing MI6 assets in the body and face.
Yes.
This is your annual January Jason Statham film.
Another January Jason joint. I think the modern touchstone for all this is Leon, the professional, right?
Okay.
You know, a girl and her grizzled guardian assassin.
It does feel like you're going to hate it, but since The Last of Us in particular, it feels like we're getting a lot more of these now.
I don't deny The Last of Us's cultural power. It's more just it didn't invent those things.
No, it didn't invent those things, but yeah, it does feel like...
But I think Leon's the granddaddy. Like, there might be films that predate that, but we all think of Natalie Portman and, you know, Jean Reno. Statham has already done this a couple of times before with Safe and Homefront.
Okay.
Like, looking after a kid, you know. It's a rubbish title.
Yeah.
Shelter's a rubbish title.
Yeah, what's it referred to?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It was probably just Jason Statham project. For the whole time they made it, right?
Jason Statham film.
Genuinely. And they're like, oh, it's good enough.
Fuck it, just leave it as untitled Jason Statham film. People still go see it.
Yeah, exactly. Early on, the kid asks him what he's doing alone, living in a lighthouse. What do you think, you foolish child? It's Jason Statham with a beard and a dog, knocking back glasses of water, masquerading as vodka. He's obviously fleeing something from his past that will surely come back to haunt him. Incidentally, who doesn't, out of basic human compulsion, name a fucking dog?
Yeah.
What do you mean does it have a name? It's a thing that's alive. You give it a name.
It's the one thing, the one living thing of which you share company.
Yeah, and it's a dog as well. It's not like it's a, I don't know, I was going to say a tortoise, but you'd name a tortoise.
Yeah.
But it's an animal you definitely would name.
Yeah. As far as names go, are you alright with Jack? Or do you think that's just young girl being
That's
silly?
a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. It's filled with cringeworthy sea-level political and espionage dialogue.
Is that because it's a lighthouse?
Well done, George. It's not even. I can't even pretend that it was, because I'm so impressed with that.
Thank you.
But Bill Nye's shady bureaucrat has lines like, Mason isn't just an assassin, he's a precision instrument. And literally, if they have nothing to hide, they have nothing to fear. He actually says that line.
Yeah.
It's an attempt at a British Bourne to a degree. People standing around in nerve centres talking and looking at screens. Secret elite programs, off-the-grid agents being activated. I think after Treadstone is discontinued in the Bourne series, it's reborn as Blackbriar.
Yeah.
We have black doves. Here it's black kites.
Yes.
You know, we've seen it all before. Derivative beyond measure. Depending on the day, I might find that annoying or innocuous. But in the end, I think I'm glad that films like this, MOR, Anodyne, Dad Action, Pap, are still being made. Because it has an audience and it will satisfy them.
Yeah.
Like, my grandfather needs films to watch too.
Yes.
You know? So, yeah, harmless, but rubbish.
Yeah. I don't know, like...
But you're a fan of Stath, aren't you?
Well, most people are, right?
But, like, ironically to some degree, you know?
Yeah, but there's no one out there who's like, oh, fuck Jason Statham.
No.
You know?
But it's more whether you actually sincerely think his films are good or...
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
No.
Yeah.
And this one, this one's no exception. It's another... I feel like The Beekeeper was okay, maybe?
I think that's the best recent one, right?
Yeah, we haven't beaten The Beekeeper yet.
No.
We never find out what's in that parcel, right?
I can't even remember the parcel.
Well, she keeps the young girl, her uncle, like, brings her to the island, and then she runs onto the island and puts Jason Statham's water masquerading as vodka in a shed, and then she runs away.
Right.
But there's always like a parcel, like a little gift parcel on top of the vodka.
Right.
Which he never takes in with him.
Okay.
And then I think there's a moment where he sees her drowning in the ocean, and he runs outside, and he kind of unknowingly kicks it out of the doorway, because she left it by the door for him. And I think that's the last time we see it.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's prime, like, unless...
Yeah, that's Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, unless... Because she looks at, like, a snow globe.
Turns out at the end, like, just really needs a grenade.
Yeah, thinking about it, she gets, like, a snow globe out of a drawer, which is, like, that lighthouse is, like, in a snow globe.
Yeah, yes.
So I don't know whether that's supposed to be the gift, but I don't think the film makes that clear at all. I thought that it went unexplained what that present was.
I like that as well, because it's, she and her uncle, or whatever, her father, they deliver goods to him at the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And before all the shit hits the fan, she knocks on his door, she's like, how come you never come and say hello to us? Like, what kid is this? You'd be scared of that guy.
Yeah.
I know she's precocious.
Yeah, the mythical man in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
The lighthouse that never isn't even operational.
Yeah, just leave him as water masquerading as vodka and just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I think that's it, right? I mean, it does require an in-depth review.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't watch it, but not don't watch it in the same way you shouldn't watch Mercy.
Don't watch it, but not with ill will.
Yeah.
Just don't watch it.
It's a Jason Statham January action movie.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as not as good as The Beekeeper.
No.
For as much as that's worth.
No, yeah. It's not peaks and valleys here. It's a pretty flat line, but there's sometimes a little bit of an upswing.
Yeah.
Primate.
Wikipedia says that this is a natural horror film. Is that an established term?
I've never heard it.
No. I was like, do I need to brush up on my subgenres?
Natural horror.
I've not heard of natural horror.
Heard of creature feature?
I think that's what they mean by natural horror.
Yeah.
Because I looked at natural horror, and it's like King Kong, and it's that kind of stuff.
I don't like the term. It fails to capture something.
Yeah.
It's a monster movie, just with a thing that's real.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much what I've got.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, teenage girls have pet chimp. Pet chimp get rabies. Pet chimp horror movie monster now.
Yeah, basically.
That's your film.
That's your film.
Yeah.
The director, Johan Roberts, is firmly entrenched in B-horror. Like, I haven't seen his other films, but he cut his teeth on micro-budget features. Okay. Before it was The Takeaway, it was The Bring To. Don't fuck with chimps.
Yeah.
By which I mean, don't occupy the same continent as them. Let alone keep one as a pet.
Yeah.
Never mind the highly improbable incidents of the ape contracting rabies.
In the one state where there is no
rabies?
There
is none. It will one day wake up on the wrong side of the cage and eat your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, rabies, like you say, is especially unlikely in Hawaii. They actually flag this up in the film.
Yeah.
A vet messages the dad saying it's rabies, and he responds that there isn't any in Hawaii, and she's like, oh, fuck, thanks, Sherlock, like I'm a fucking vet.
Yeah.
Which makes you go, ooh, okay, how did this happen then? You might ask that.
Yeah.
You might ask it, but the film won't answer you.
No. Also, are we reading it in the tone in which it was intended?
What, the vet's message?
Yeah. Because I've seen reviews where people have gone, oh, she was like, oh yeah, actually, you're right, there aren't any rabies, it can't be that.
No, I read
That's like how they read it.
It's meant to be like, he says there's no rabies, because we need that exposition. Even though we don't, actually.
Yeah.
But there's no rabies nowhere. And she goes like, yeah, thanks, I'm a vet. Like, I know there's no rabies.
Yeah, that feels right.
You need the exposition, but then it's mansplaining, right?
Yeah.
It's a vet, and she knows. Of course she
knows.
knows.
The film has to bring it up because it acknowledges that it's a problem, but it's filmed the film in Hawaii now.
Right.
So it has to go, oh, well, we're not going to do anything.
It's not even filmed in Hawaii, I don't think.
No, it's not, but they've
spent
too long establishing that it's in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So now they just kind of have to introduce the problem and then ignore it.
Right. I just think that was such a misjudged moment, that message, included, as I imagine, as an acknowledgement that they did know that.
Yeah.
Or came to learn that. But then, you gotta address it. Which points to a core failing. Unwatered seeds. Right? The film is hydrophobic.
Yeah.
Not just the chimp.
Okay.
I know one isn't sincerely invited to care about the relationships in a creature feature, but the script should care enough to pay off the things it sets up.
Yeah.
Primate doesn't want to be completely meaningless schlock. Fine. But consequently, it gets lodged uncomfortably between that and something with some substance. Even B-movies try to weave an emotional through line, an arc, some personal triumph, if only to meet the basic expectations of a screenplay structure. So to me, everything about the setup indicated it was going to go the way of Bridesmaids. But you established this rivalry between two girls connected through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Only to have them realise they're more alike than they suspected, especially after their friend dies. But they don't do that. They're also both after the same guy. The main character's been in love with him forever. They don't do anything with that either.
He's the first to die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you do get are deceptive bookends. A line about, "you're here now," or something, that implies development, but it isn't. Once again, Stuart Lee, the illusion of structure.
Yeah.
Is it that the younger sister forgives the older one for leaving now? And by the way, that's because she's in university.
Yeah.
She's not estranged.
No.
This isn't a family, reconciliation.
Also, their dad's never fucking there either.
No.
That's like a big thing in the film. It's like, oh, I have to go and do a book tour. And they're like, well, you're never here. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, so this thing that you're hearing now is like, but they're working and studying. It's not like they haven't abandoned you. It's just weak and ill-defined and like hardly the most compelling angle anyway. Like you're here now. Like you can come up with anything better than that.
Yeah.
And that would be forgivable if this was balls out mental ape frenzy. This is a film whose premise suggests that any thinking about it is overthinking.
Yeah.
Right? And I wish that was the case. But it's always trying to keep one foot in reality. Annoyingly, chimps have feet, otherwise that'd have been like one hoof in reality. Ultimately, it's not all that silly. It's relatively feasible. The tone would be hard to nail, but I think there's a good, serious film to be made about people trapped with a wild animal.
Yeah.
Because in real life, that stuff is fucking horrific.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But this isn't that. Again, it's that uncomfortable middle ground. It's light camp. And another problem with taking yourself somewhat seriously is you have to reckon with the emotional realities. The love of her young life is thrown over a cliff. Her best friend's head is caved in. I wasn't seeing the trauma.
Yeah.
It needed to be much, much closer to pure dumb carnage.
Their chimp friend, someone that they've come to genuinely care for, is killing them.
Yes.
That would be traumatic unto itself.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Is it, could it be argued that the chimp not having rabies would have made it more horrific?
That it's a conscious intention to some degree.
Well, like you said, it just woke up on the wrong side of the cage.
Yeah.
Well, I'm now going to kill you all.
Yeah, that'd have been worse.
Yeah, because at least with rabies, it's like
it's not its fault.
Yeah,
yeah,
and maybe that was Maybe that was the intention. They didn't want to kind of villainize the chimp to any degree.
There's that, I suppose, as well. There's some work to be done between when it's introduced and it's the cute chimp and they play with it and it's the most adorable thing in the world.
Yeah.
To instantly trying to kill them. You got to plant the seeds of how it's been dissed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Over time, it's not invited to the party and it's outside looking in.
Yeah.
The camera closing in its face.
Yeah. Sees the hunky boys and it's like, oh, I want to be the hunky boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, it's for me
them applauding the demise of King Kong, and it's just again the camera just pans over to him eyeing with fury.
Yeah, I don't know, for me, there were a couple of things it's got rabies, and the big thing with rabies is that you become hydrophobic, so you can't be around water.
Yes.
So to combat that, they jump in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
But when they do that, they say, let's jump in the swimming pool because Ben, the chimp, can't swim.
Right.
So if he didn't have rabies, jumping in the swimming pool would also have been...
Yes.
So what is rabies adding in this?
I suppose it's just, because they don't know it's rabies, so that there needs to be a logic for them to go in the pool anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
It just so happens that...
But it just happens, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
How do we get them to a situation where they can survive this, but not know it's rabies?
Okay.
But I don't think it would have been too much work for one of the characters to go, oh, fuck, it's rabies.
Yeah.
It's not... it's not a leap, is it?
Do they ever figure that out?
I can't remember. I know the dad does.
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah, it could even have been the figuring out what to do while trapped in a swimming pool movie.
Yeah.
It's not enough of that either.
No.
It's just an all-around impure specimen.
Definitely. And I don't know about you, because when we saw the trailer for this, we were like, yeah, all right.
Of course. It's that kind of...
Yeah, I'm up for this.
Yeah.
And then when the film was kind of going along, I don't know whether it was just a testament to the quality of the film or whether it's the fact that it's a chimp.
Yeah.
But I kind of realised when I was watching it, I don't think I am up for this.
Yeah.
There's just something about the chimp being basically the slasher movie monster.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of I've seen too much stuff like Chimp Crazy and I've heard too many stories about chimps turning on their owners, and it's No, this just doesn't feel right to me. I can't buy this as like a fun slasher thing.
I kind of want to come to that, but so some other characters are more annoying than others, right?
Yeah.
You don't mourn the loss of any of the men, that's for sure.
No.
But while I didn't particularly like the young hot woman ensemble, I wasn't rooting for the chimp in the movie way I should have been, right? I accept that may be a result of my particular aversion to nature, which I mentioned earlier, but that was a flaw for me. Like, on some level, you've got to be, like, for Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Because you want to see a slasher movie.
Yeah.
And when it's just too, real, I get. Like, no, I don't like it. Troy Kotzer has quickly become a very welcome presence for me in film.
Yeah, I quite like him.
His skills are hardly utilised here, you know?
How intentional do you think that is? Because
I don't mean his skills as a deaf performer. I just mean acting. It doesn't ask a lot of him.
Yeah, like as an actor, he's wasted.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of wasted as a deaf person.
Sure.
Because I thought, and I imagine you thought, and I imagine many people thought, even if they don't want to admit it, as soon as you see a deaf person in a Killer Chimp film, okay, there's going to be a set piece built around that.
No, I have binary impulses.
Okay.
Now, at this point in time. One is, yes, of course. The other is, no, we don't do that anymore. You don't make a gimmick of a disability.
Another example of Primate kind of not going in either direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it does. I think
thing with No Other Choice. It's all about.
Yeah, I think there is a moment where the chimp is kind of lurking in the background, and he's obviously not aware of it.
Yeah,
but also it felt like they haven't made use of the fact that he's deaf to horrific effect.
Which again, you go make use how cynical, but it's like that's a genuine peril there. You know? So I would lean, especially with a schlocky B movie. Yeah, absolutely exploit everything you can.
Yeah.
But equally in this day and age, I know that like, oh no, but he happens to be deaf. It doesn't have any bearing on,
But no, he's good. Like, it turns out...
He has good presence.
Well, I attributed, in Black Rabbit, I thought that was just, that's the character.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're in the world of organised crime, but because...
And he's the Don, so to
He's
speak.
the Don.
Yeah.
So he commands respect anyway, but because he's deaf, everyone has to go silent and use sign to speak to him.
Yes.
I mimicked sign language
Yes.
then. Did you enjoy that?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know what
you said.
I just kind of flicked my fingers. I don't think it really means anything.
No. It was more Voldemort than silent.
I was casting what they call the unforgivable curses. I was casting one of those.
Can you do it that flippantly, like Avada Kedavra?
You're Voldemort.
Die, you cunt.
Yeah. But it turns out that presence that is afforded to him when everyone goes silent and is talking to, that's just him, it turns out. Because he kind of has that in this film as well.
He has gravitas.
Yeah.
I think despite everything that I've said, it's not a bad film. There's just enough goofy genre moments to be getting on with.
Okay.
And there's sufficient variety in the chimp's predations. I'll give it that. He does kill people in different ways.
Yeah.
It's the correct length. It's effective enough in places. And most importantly, Ben is achieved mostly practically.
That is something to be commended.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's puppetry and prosthetics and a performer.
Yeah.
That scores a lot of points with me. But as is often the case with genre films, it's just a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for that.
Yeah, but were you the same? Did you have that moment? Were you watching it going, oh, actually, I don't want to see a killer chimp?
Certainly not this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it needs to be more balls out mental ape frenzy. If it goes full ball with that, like it crosses the Rubicon. It goes through, the wormhole. It's like, oh, it's so like out there now that I'm forgetting about real life chimp attacks. That's so bonkers, Yeah. Being somewhere in the middle, it just makes me think of the friend on the phone saying the chimp's eating her face.
Yeah, especially when the first kill in the first 5 minutes is the chimp ripping a guy's face off.
Yeah, it's not
and you're
fun.
like, but this is what they do.
This is what they do.
If you fuck with them, forget the rabies.
Not even. If you love it.
Yeah.
Just one day, because it's a fucking chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Hamnet, which before you go into it, it's a title that, obviously because it's Hamlet, but this is Hamnet.
Yeah.
It never sits quite right because it's always an appetizing title.
Hamnet.
A hamnet.
Yeah.
It makes me think of fishing, but pulling up chunks of ham.
Just throwing a net into a meadow and just scooping up some pigs.
Not even pigs, ham.
Oh, it's ham.
Just ham in the wild.
Just wild gammon joints. Just
ready-made gammon. Yeah.
I suppose so. I mean, the film makes it clear from the off that Hamnet and Hamlet are the same.
I just want to get the silliness out of the way so we can talk about this very serious.
But yeah, it was never quite sat right with me anyway. What did sit right with me though is that Jessie Buckley is a witch with a hawk in this.
Right. Yes.
Except not really. Except why not?
Sure.
She gets swept up in a whirlwind romance with a man that the film spends a long time not admitting is William Shakespeare.
Okay, I suppose that didn't occur to me just because I knew.
Well, that's the thing. The film's called Hamnet. Even if you don't know that's Shakespeare, you got to have your suspicions, right?
Yeah.
Like, early on in the film, they're like, oh, I'm going to London. Oh, I'm working in the theatre.
Okay.
And then, like, at some point, the film just starts calling him William Shakespeare. And I'm like, oh, was this a reveal?
I think it's just kind of taken for granted that you know that going in. Okay. Because you did, right?
I had my suspicions.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay.
No.
I think everyone knew this is about William Shakespeare and his wife and their kid,
Okay.
But obviously not. But yeah, no. So that might have been invisible to me because I just took it for granted.
Okay.
That,
I think it was a similar thing with Nightmare Alley.
Right.
Where, like, Bradley Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Nightmare Alley. Yeah, he doesn't talk for the first 10 minutes. And it was just long enough for me to think, oh, he's a silent protagonist.
Right.
And then he just starts talking.
Okay.
Like, oh, what was that for?
Sure.
Maybe it wasn't for anything. Maybe I'm just...
Maybe sometimes people don't need to talk.
Yeah. It wasn't important, I guess, that he was William Shakespeare until it was.
Okay.
But yeah, despite their families, neither of them really truly approve of their union. The two of them get happily married, and they have 3 children together, and nothing tragic happens at all. The film isn't depressing in the slightest.
Yeah, this is a very serious drama.
Yes, it is.
In the tradition of Rabbit Hole, In the Bedroom, and Manchester by the Sea. So you can read between the lines of the common theme throughout those films. It's about pain and loss and grief. It's a drama. And believe it or not, there is a place for that group in the cultural diet. It's well behaved, composed, deliberate, shot very well by Lucas Zal, who was DP for The Zone of Interest.
Okay. Well, I was going to say this is very Chloe Zhao, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. But I think the fact that he was DP for that partly accounts for that behaviour. Because obviously, Zone of Interest, very well behaved film.
Yes.
Tackling a very heavy theme.
Yeah, it had to be on its best behaviour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Max Richter, composer for The Leftovers, was the right man for the job.
Okay.
And if he was hired on the basis of that entry on his CV, one would understand, overlapping themes, big feelings, cutting all the way down to the nub of the soul. The music here has moments of real power, I think.
Okay.
The production design is first rate. There are many stationary shots that allow the action to play out within, expressing a style distinct from the cinema verite of Nomadland.
Okay, maybe, I mean, I only have Nomadland to go off. I didn't watch The Eternals. Or if she's done anything else, I haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just the fact that it was like, a lot of it was like rooted in nature.
That, and the fact that it takes itself very seriously.
Yeah.
But in terms of the directorial technique, it's kind of the opposite of it. Nomadland is very handheld and verite, and so it showed she had some range to me.
Okay.
Yeah. The writing, Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal, I think truly convince you of Agnes and William's relationship.
Okay.
Buckley's excellent.
Yeah.
She deserves the Oscar that she's going to get.
Okay.
I actually found Mescal a little awkward at times.
Interesting.
But on balance, especially with the ending, he was solid.
Yeah.
The real surprise for me was, I don't know if it's Jacoby or Jacoby, Jupe, their son, Hamnet. He's a chubby-cheeked kid, ripe to be grieved.
He is.
And he's very good.
I think all the child actors played their parts very well. Especially Hamnet. That's the one you have to get right.
Yes. Yeah. His older brother, Noah, who we've seen in other things, Noah Jupe, plays the on-stage Hamlet.
Oh, okay.
In the final scene, which is a stroke of genius, I think. That casting. Some have called this Oscar bait, but here's the problem. You can say that about almost anything that's trying to tackle serious themes, right? In a serious manner. It's often cheap, dismissive cynicism, from which I won't claim immunity. It's also been called grief porn. And while it's true that we see Hamnet die in a harrowing scene,
yes,
and the actors do some hardcore emoting at times, it never felt like a melodrama to me.
Okay.
It did to you?
Well, it felt emotional.
Yeah, but not melodramatic. Okay.
Well, okay. How are you defining melodrama here?
Kind of forced sentimentality or heightened emotions for their own sake. The thing is that this awful shit happens to people. When your son dies, you let out a wail of despair.
You do. For most people, that doesn't manifest as theatre.
What?
That's quite a... Like, he writes Hamlet. Right?
Oh, but that is drama. That's on-stage drama. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the actual play. I'm talking about the film.
Okay.
The film isn't melodramatic.
Okay.
When they're performing Shakespeare on stage, of course it is.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I mean... the response to when he dies and everything, like, that's not melodrama, it's high drama.
Yeah.
But it's like, of course, that's what would happen. I read one dissenting critic who was questioning the point of the film.
I guess if you're coming out of the film feeling, like, emotionally drained like that, you might think, why did I put myself through that?
Well, that's a different question.
Okay.
But, because he highlighted Emily Watson's character lamenting, what is given can always be taken away. And he then goes on to essentially say, we don't know that? Firstly, not all art is a mission, right? For the most part, it shouldn't be. It doesn't need a mission statement. It's just stories. But secondly, you know what? But you don't know that unless you've lost a kid.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You actually don't know that. I didn't love Hamnet, but it did get its hooks into me.
Okay.
And I did love the ending. I really loved the ending.
Okay.
Social media had given me an impression of this film that was contradicted by the surge of well-earned hope in the final moments.
Okay.
And considering half of what I've said has been a defense of it, it clearly made some impact on me. Now, I know we kind of disagree about the word depressing it's used in films. To me, this ultimately is not a depressing film.
Okay.
Because there's acceptance and there's some kind of moving on, you know? You just got to cry to get there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I didn't love it, but I did have a lot of respect for it.
Okay.
And I liked it a lot. And there are things about it that are very good. Jessie Buckley, chief amongst them.
Yes.
I would say.
Such as her beauty and majesty in this. You couldn't even speak for a moment.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not a you film. It's not. I knew.
I haven't even said anything.
No,
yet.
it's not. I knew it when I put it on the list, and but it's an awards film, and it's like you should just watch it because. But I knew this wouldn't go. You don't do drama.
Okay.
You just don't. I knew what your opinion would be before we talk.
All right, tell me, what's my opinion then?
That there are things to be admired about it, but it's just not something that really registered with you. It got you emotionally a bit, when he dies and you understand and all that kind of thing. But for you, it's a bit like, but what? Why? Like, what's the point of this?
I mean, yeah.
You're not a straight drama person.
Okay.
You can do drama thrillers. You can do drama like Boiling Point, where it's a drama, but it's shot in such a way that it's kind of it's something else as well.
Yeah.
Just the film that's about people, and I'm not saying it as a diss, we know this about you.
Right.
Films that are just about people and relationships and just humanity.
Yeah.
You're not into that. You're just not. So I kind of knew that, but I also knew that you'd say there are things to be admired about it. Am I right in all that?
No, there definitely are. Yeah, I mean, like all the performances, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like I said, good child performances as well.
Yeah.
And there is genuine emotion and pathos to it. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you said my opinion. So what left do I have to say?
I mean, it's the kind of film I think you should watch. That's why I said early on. I said, believe it or not, there is a place for this in the diet, the cultural diet. Because I know you're not really for these sorts of films. And when people are like, oh, it's just so serious, like, can't some things be... There's not everything has to be serious, but can't some things be serious?
Yeah.
It's about the death of a child.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a romp. But anyway. Return to Silent Hill.
Based on Silent Hill 2.
Yes.
Widely considered to be one of, if not the greatest Silent Hill game, PS2 game, horror game, and game, period.
Indeed.
It tells the story of James Sunderland, who's played by an actor, I think, in this.
Yes.
Didn't commit his name to memory, so I'll refer to the character
I
name.
can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
What is his fucking name?
Oh, we actually care to learn his name.
Well, I might have written it. This is the only reason the word Jeremy is coming into my mind.
That doesn't feel right.
Jeremy Irvine.
Well, I wouldn't have said that was it at all. Jeremy Irvine, anyway.
Yeah.
In this, he receives a letter from his wife, or maybe just girlfriend in this.
Yeah.
Asking him to stop whatever he's doing and come meet her in the town of Silent Hill. Bloody women. Am I right, Sam?
Oh, God, I know.
Yeah. Although he is somewhat furious.
They're not inviting you to desolate hellholes that may or may not be real. They're bearing you children that fucking die.
Well, in fairness to Jeremy Irvine, his curiosity is piqued on account of the fact that she's been dead for a couple of years at this point. Bloody women. Am I right?
Interesting. Curious. I thought she was dead. Yeah.
All right. Colour me intrigued. So yeah, he does indeed go to Silent Hill, where he finds the town enveloped in this thick layer of CGI.
Yes.
Where only metaphors and bullshit now roam the streets.
Yes.
Will he survive? Is he already dead?
Who cares?
Was he ever real? Did this film even happen? I bloody hope not.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, when it comes to adaptations, we say loosely based a lot.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot. This is tightly based.
Okay, I'm not the best metric of that. I've played like the first hour, I think, of Silent Hill 2.
I've watched it.
You've watched it, okay. I have seen some reviews from people that claim to be very familiar with Silent Hill 2 that say little details of this have been changed.
Oh, I'm sure little details have. Yeah.
Like, I think I can't remember the name of, again, the wife or the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That was the wife in the game. I think she's more connected to like the culty component of Silent Hill, which was kind of in the first game but not the second.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters that were independent agents in the game are now all facsimiles of his actual wife.
They try and concretize it a bit more in the film.
Yeah.
But we'll sort of come to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty inflexibly, at least for the longest time, Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
The geography is identical.
Okay.
The colour palette, much of the dialogue, the fog is thinner.
Okay.
That's different. They just can't seem to get the Silent Hill thing right for film, can they? Like, and faithfulness is not the problem. They have very much just transposed it all onto the screen.
Okay.
Just lifted it and plonked it down. And this fidelity to the source material is its weakness.
Yeah.
Because it turns out you need more than that.
Yeah. Does it exist in the right medium already? Is that the question we need to ask?
Yes, and that drills to the heart of the thing. Yeah, no, it's already what it should be.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, the eerie power of the game isn't wandering around yourself, right? But it is also, for the most part, looking for keys to unlock doors in hallways and bumping into grizzlies. It's a compelling setup, but it's not heavy on story. So that's where the writers come in, no? One of those writers and the director is Christoph Gans, who brought us this 2006 movie.
Of which this is kind of a sequel.
It's a reboot.
Oh, it's a reboot?
Yeah. Didn't they think it's sensible to maybe go elsewhere? Especially for a reboot.
Yeah.
You know?
A reboot this, like, 20 years on.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't do the second one.
Okay.
So he did Silent Hill and he's done Return to Silent Hill. The aesthetic is tastelessly murky and drab and squalid in that condemned kind of way. Again, just doing the game is insufficient. The feel of it harkens back to those Russian-produced Seagal or Van Damme direct-to-DVD films in the noughties. It actually provoked some nostalgia for that era, but for the things around those travesties, not the films themselves.
Right.
It reminded me as well of Max Payne and Alone in the Dark. Before we had decent video game adaptations, this is what they were all like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The strange tone of the game, like the subdued way that James responds, is more takeable because it's a game.
Yeah.
And a Japanese one at that. So there's something to be said about translation.
And it's originally, I can't say whether the remake that just came out maintains that power, but the original one's on the PS2.
Yes.
Which is not a graphical powerhouse. So a lot of things are kind of, like, even though you're looking at something distinct, you're still kind of having to interpret what it is you're seeing.
And sometimes the effect is in that irresolution.
Yeah.
Right? And his subdual, in part, contributes to the uncanniness.
Yeah.
Why he's kind of chill about all this thing.
Yeah.
When it's a real guy doing the same thing, it rings weird.
Yeah.
And it rings weird in the wrong way. Because Jeremy Irvine is operating somewhere between appropriate and unnaturally muted.
Yeah.
He got on my nerves, I gotta say. And when the creatures show up in the game, you run with it. It's just not right in a film.
Yeah.
You know, a film's more real, you know? And mostly because the horror is too horror-y for its own good. The CG creatures are just too much to be scary. Even Pyramid Head is CG, at least for much of the time.
Yeah. You say much of the time. He's in like one scene, isn't he?
I think, but there's sometimes it looks like it's an actor, and other times.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to tell. Too much of this was like.
Yeah, who
indistinct from. I don't know if that's real or not.
Well, that's the thing.
But like in a bad way. Not like I can't tell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Indeed, it looks like a video game, which is fine when it's a video game.
Yes.
There's no creep. It's just smacking you in the face with monsters and Effluvia. Turkey Deux of the year, I think.
Yeah, this is the other thing to which we were referring.
Yes.
People were like, oh, Mercy's worse than... Oh, Return to Silent Hill. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is worse than Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, quite bad. Quite
I'm up for a Silent Hill movie because there's something... I think there is awe there to be extracted.
Yeah.
But it has to be adapted. You can't just do the thing.
Well, it's interesting because Silent Hill F came out last year. And that's a Silent Hill game. Obviously, Silent Hill's in the title. But I don't think it's even set in Silent Hill.
Okay.
So it's kind of like... It's like the franchise in the game world because they've just announced another Silent Hill.
Okay, I think I saw a thing earlier. It's like the main character, black hipster guy.
Yeah.
And people are like, what are we doing?
I mean, I don't know if we know enough about the game yet to know whether that was a bad decision or not.
Yeah.
Because the Silent Hill F was a little Chinese girl or Japanese girl.
Okay. Yeah, but they're creepy. That's fine.
Yeah, but they're like as the protagonist.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay.
I think I've seen a playthrough of that. Is it like Japanese Village kind of deal?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I think like if you translate it, it's basically Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Whereas the one, it's set in like a town, it looks like a British town.
Okay.
In which case, all the fog and everything is just like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the horror?
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like in the games, they've kind of moved on from literal Silent Hill, and now Silent Hill is kind of like, oh, it's a vibe, it's an aesthetic. It's like you can do something that feels very Silent Hill.
But that's the thing with Silent Hill is...
without actually being in Silent Hill.
But is it a real place anyway? That's the whole point, right? It's like a place you go to in your head to deal with guilt or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who knows? But
like in the films, it's like, oh, we're kind of still stuck on adaptations, whereas maybe the right thing to do is just kind of take the
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you set it in Silent Hill if you can, but
I think Silent
Hill is a vibe.
The story of Silent Hill 2 is ripe. It's a guy gets a letter from his wife who's dead saying, I'm in this town, please come. He goes to the town. Okay, keep all that stuff, now invent.
Yeah.
You know?
You say keep all that stuff, that's the opening premise. I mean, that's like
it's the opening premise. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep that, keep him going to the town like it's a physical location.
Yeah.
I mean, again, a large part of the appeal is in its ambiguity. Like, is it... Who knows what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Because I think even the game has multiple endings.
Oh, okay.
And I think in the remaster or the remake or whatever, they've added 2 joke endings as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
One of them is like, oh, it turns out it's like a guinea pig that's doing everything. Something like that. When he gets kidnapped by aliens at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, awful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, really, you should avoid that. Just play Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like, there's some monster design stuff in here, which they clearly ripped straight from the game.
Yeah.
Like Pyramid Head. I think there's like a bed creature at one point.
Yeah.
And all that stuff is like, oh, that's fun.
It's like Watchmen. Like, yeah, if you're just doing the graphic novel, some of it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they end the film with Laura's theme, which is taken straight from the game. I think a lot of the music is taken straight from the game.
Yeah.
And the music is like good, it works for
good.
what it is.
Yeah.
But it's for the game, it's not for the film.
Exactly.
It's like something we already knew was great, and you're putting it over this fucking
mess.
So yeah, the film gets no points for that shit, which is a shame because that shit's good. So they've kind of ruined it a little bit for me. Don't watch it. Yeah, but
even if the film was good and they would just use the music, wouldn't part of you still kind of go, oh yeah, but do something different? Like, don't just take the music. I don't know how I feel about that, because The Last of Us did that, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just took the music. No, invent something new.
But also
differentiate.
That is the sound of The Last of Us.
No, I get that, but like...
It'd be like...
it's not the game. Like,
suddenly Doctor Who has a new theme song. It'd be like, no. No,
but that Doctor Who is just the one thing. I mean, like... House of the Dragon, it's just the Game of Thrones theme.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Part of the appeal, I was looking forward to getting something different.
Yeah, have they at least got a new theme song for this new Game of Thrones show?
There isn't one, I don't think. It doesn't have like an opening credits.
Well, that's one way of getting around it.
Yeah, there's a moment where the music does kick in.
Okay.
But then it's because it's kind of a comedy, the new thing.
Right.
It's an undercut. It's like, you think it's going to be a moment of majesty, but then it cuts to, like, someone having a shit.
Oh,
it's that
okay.
kind of thing.
Right.
But I'll review that later on.
Yeah.
But, avoid at all costs. Return to Soundcloud.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Bye.
Bye!